Believe we
All
have
right.
begun.
Good evening or afternoon or whatever time zone it is, everyone. My name is David Muir, I think, and this is the sixth Craftocracy presidential debate. Today I am joined by, actually, can I just, Atlas of SSI, Minerva of the New Left, and Xboy of TCP. All right. Why don't we just start off? Actually, I've been submit a pretty sizable list of questions from people across all parties, so I'm going to spend most of the
Thank you.
what the hell was I talking about? I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna. All right. Sauce dude, get question from people. I read question to candidate. Yes. Is there
Good.
any confusion on that? Okay. Let me get my stopwatch real quick. I think we're just gonna start with a brief introduction from each of you. Don't take more than like 30 seconds. We'll just start with you, Atlas, if that's all right.
I feel like there is maybe like one or two people who don't know me here at this point. For
Just
people
do it
watching on
anyway.
YouTube,
You have
probably, possibly after.
25
Yeah, because we
seconds.
have like people after. Yeah. Well, I'm Atlas. Have tried to be president before. People like me apparently for no reason apparently. I am blue and I like pancakes.
Thank you for that information. Let's move on to you, Minerva. This is your first presidential debate, I believe.
Yeah, it sure is. And it's been a wild one, but yeah, I'm Minerva. My pronouns are she, her. And well, I hope yeah, we will talk further about other about policies and other stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, I don't know what to say to be honest, sorry.
Our name is X-Boy. Who is you?
Hello, my name is Xboy. I'm an awesome cat in the suit, and I'm running in the election as the TCP candidate. And I don't know, there's not really too many interesting factoids about me. I'm just a pretty cool cat. That's about it, really.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
All right. That's an
Mood.
interesting fact about you. All right.
Peak choice.
Yeah.
Red is better, but like purple is pretty good too.
Yeah. I think we'll just go through the list of questions that I've written down, just in the order I wrote them. So we'll start
Yeah.
off
Sounds
with
good. Sounds good.
a question from Big Todd, Independent. This is a pretty low stakes question. So, what are the plans for what we are going to do with the end dimension? Just ban Big Todd. Okay. Well, he's temp banned, but still, anyway, talk about the end because Big Todd is asking about the end. Let's start with you, Atlas. Thoughts on the end?
Well, we've tried opening the end like what, 3 times? We never really were able to, but now that there is a better end proposal that is being passed, I think that there should be a big event, on opening the end. Maybe not too big due to the fact that the server is dying and it's at 25 people right now. Holy shit. But yeah, I think there should be a event where everybody can get their fair chance to kill the dragon and maybe even steal the egg since it's, well, royal commodity.
All right, we'll move on
Yeah.
to you, Minerva.
I mean,
Any
frankly,
thought? I guess there's not too much to say on it, but still.
yeah, frankly, we haven't had that much time to think about what we'll do with the end dimension, but it seems like people do want the end dimension to be opened. So yeah, as Atlas said, there should be an event, and I think that could be cool. Yeah.
Comments, X-Boy. Or can we move on?
I feel like there isn't too much that has already been said by them. It's like we're not exactly in control of when the end gets open. That happens whenever the better end mod is able to pass, and everything gets sorted out. But yeah, end events would be pretty fun. That's all I really have to say on that.
All right, cool. I believe that there's issues with getting it to like run on the server properly because we're adding it to an already like generated world, I believe.
No,
So
I think
yeah.
well, since the end has been blocked, nobody's really been in the end, so I think it can be just reset. Since veteran only affects the end,
Oh
and
yeah,
not
yeah.
yeah, so
It's not
it's
well,
more about compatibility.
yeah, regardless, it's on hold for one reason or another. I'm not super into the technical
Yeah.
bit with that. So anyway, next question is from Pentagonal. He's up there. Yeah, hi Pentagonal. Anyway, I'm gonna just read this word for word. Epic question. Server getting boring. How do we make it more engaging both server and content wise? Let's start with you, Atlas. 60 seconds.
Well, it's more of a subjective thing. Until recent, the server has been keeping up its activity by again continuously adding mods, so people kind of always had like something to worry about. Because like if you want to do like engineering, you can do creative. If you want to do building, well, Spawn City, how we call it, Spawn City is right over there. You can go build a giant tower or something. Of course, there are people who are more interested in other things, but we are working on it. We're working on creating the Olympic Games, we're working on creating them all. So if you were more into the PvP aspect, you can of course participate in that. So there's something interesting there. But I mean, I believe it's more of a personal thing because if a person really wants some activity on the server that they find like to be in something that they enjoy, they can create a proposal and we'll try and get that activity to become something as that is a part of the server. And of course, the server is kind of in its early stages, so we're slowly growing and expanding our repertoire, I'd say. So perhaps after we're done being able to add mods, we're going to start maybe working on the lore and such and other interactable bits.
All right, thank you, Atlas. Minerva, do I need to repeat the question or?
Oh, I mean, as Atlas said, it's subjective, and I think a lot of people in here will say it's not boring, and of course some will say it is. And if you find it boring, you can always just add a proposal what to change, and we will vote on it. That's the beauty of democracy, after all. So yeah, I advise everyone in here, make a proposal if there's anything you guys want. Then we will discuss it further in a legislative meeting. There's not much more to say than what Alice has already said, to be honest.
All right, thank you. Xboy.
Now, the average person would say, like, oh, we should just add more mods to make the server more fun. I really don't think right now we should be going that route, if I'm being honest. I think we should focus on the mods we already have right now and expand upon them, build more with them and build more public spots for people to hang out in. Because the mod pack is becoming, quite cluttered with a lot of mods. And, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Mods are awesome, but if we add too many, then it's going to get laggy. The server is going to be really laggy, and your frames are going to die. And that's not really fun either. So I think this is the solution here. Is we should focus on what we already have and just build using it because we have like what 200 pages of just stuff and like JEI. That's crazy. So yeah, that's my take on this issue.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also want to add that actually that's a good point that adding more spawns to hang out in. Here's the thing, there are a few. I mean, the APC alone has like my bar, which is it's the entire point that it's a place to hang out. But I just feel like not a lot of people know or remember about it or care to get to it. So we're also working on that with the railway and the train systems, so that pretty much the entire server is way more accessible without any real need for travel. I mean, you can go from Spawn City to ABC if we build a railway system in like maybe like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I do think we should try to advertise these community centers a bit more.
Yeah,
And Spawn
agreed.
and other things like that, because the big issue is just that not knowing of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in NL, we also trying to make some community centers, but how would you know if it wasn't advertised, right? So it's really about how do we advertise these community spots. Yeah, I think And as said by Xboy, we should also focus on trying to get as much out of the mods we already do have. Becoming a moderate.
Yeah, the amount of mods is troubling and it's starting to cause lag, as mentioned by Gale
Yeah.
occasionally.
Yes.
So
We should maybe
Alright.
also consider like which mods are important and which mods we don't actually need, right? Like
yeah, for example, like from the fog has been deleted, and I feel like the
yeah, exactly.
cave dweller mod is just annoying.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
mean,
to interrupt. I have there's questions that like tackle this like topic better that I'm gonna ask in a little bit, but I just like to Triff just sent me 2 questions, so I'd like to get to those. But first, I'd just like to say I built a park. I think it's pretty cool. I think that sort of satisfies that shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
Triff has sent me 2 new questions just now, so
Okay,
check
I just
out
noticed
it,
that people
Gale.
in chat are saying that cave dweller is peak and cave dweller's light work. Like again, exactly. If it's late work, he just shows up. You kill him in 5 seconds. What's the point?
I mean, if people do find it to be a nice
I mean, I
addition,
guess if people really
yeah.
like it that much, then we don't
Yeah.
we won't touch it. Again, it's more of a
we would always hold
like,
a
if
vote.
people like
Yeah.
of course it's going to be a vote, but
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I just find that some mobs definitely can be removed without losing anything of value.
Yeah.
All
We should
right.
be yeah.
I'm just gonna interrupt you. All right. So
Of course.
question 1 from Triff. Given that this election is nothing like I'm kind of tweaking out reading this. Given that this election isn't like any of the previous ones with none of the legacy parties or he says no previous candidates running for re-election. We have Atlas here, so that's not good.
Yeah.
How do you plan to set your actions apart from what the previous candidates have promised? I'll start with you, Xboy, because you're like more new.
One of the big things I really plan on campaigning on this time is just trying to be as active on server as possible and just like doing stuff. Cause like while it can be debated whether Pentagonal was a great president or not, he wasn't the most active on the server really. And if I do become president, I would like to change that. I would like to be active. I would like to actively help out in builds and attend events and things going on in the server. So that is one thing I want to do. I just want to be like a fun president for all. So that's probably what makes me stand out among other candidates.
All right, thank you, Xboy. We'll move on to Minerva.
We would like to make sure that every citizen in here all have a decent standard of living and a equal chance. And of course, as been spoken about before, I guess this is not standing out, but we want to connect each and single community and make sure, again, we advertise all the community spots, make sure everyone has a nice time playing on the server. And we would also like to make sure democracy on the server is as vibrant as ever. One of those things being the council system, which we need to tackle, in my opinion. Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate on that now, or do you want to save that for later?
That's for later.
Okay, gotcha. Atlas?
I mean, this isn't my first election.
I guess, yeah, I don't know why I'm asking you this, because you've run before, so...
I mean, the question, it can still apply, because there were other candidates who are not here at the moment, of course. And yeah, well, yeah, okay, yes, Trev is mentioning more so previous presidents. Well, I am active on the server, and I have plans, big plans, metro systems, community spots, advancing Spawn City. Generally, the TCP has the idea of one craftocracy, and I can't say I agree, and I can't say I disagree at the same time. I think that it's not a bad idea to have one strudel, sure. Jesus.
Oh, wait,
But my
what's
point
going
being, that I'm thinking of globalization, you could call it, in the sense that I want to try and bring parties closer to each other to increase interaction between one another. To make sure that parties can actually interact with each other and not like sit in little bubbles of themselves.
One strudel unites us all. One strudel unites us all.
Explodes you.
Kills you.
Rotates you 90 degrees.
Turns you into a sphere.
Turns you into a ellipsoid.
I'm just gonna
What?
I'm just gonna put a pause on this because yeah, let's just move on. All right, like Big Todd said. All right. Bonus question from Triff. We're gonna do this one in 15 seconds each. All right. How do you plan to thwart the threat of the deep slate? Let's start with you, Atlas.
The deep slate will be dealt with quickly and vigorously.
All right, thank you, Atlas.
This should explain everything.
All right, Minerva.
I'm in total agreement. I don't know what the deep slate is. I'm sorry.
Are you sure you're not part of the deep slate?
Oh,
Sounds like something a deep slate member
oh
would say.
no. For real, deep slate disgusting. Yes, definitely. Definitely understand what this is about.
You don't recognize this
Oh,
at all?
I just got the advice, but oh yeah, no, God, yeah, no, down with the deep state, yeah, for real. Wait,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's the wrong side. Sorry. There you go. That's
No,
that's
no, I don't want this.
Well, you
No,
are now in
Yeah.
possession of the deep slate. What is your
throw it all in lava, every single
Give it here.
one.
Burn,
I'm mining every
burn,
single block, and I'm
burn,
throwing burn it.
True.
Get it out of here. We're burning all the deep slate. The deep slate can't exist.
I swear to God, my brain is so slow.
These fakers, they don't understand, but I'm the only one who knows. I'm the only real one here. They're all the rest of them, they're fake. I understand the story behind the deep slate. I understand the meaning, the lore.
We're new. Don't blame us. But I
What
guess
are your
blame
response to the deep slate allegations, both of you?
fake news from the fake media. For don't know.
Type shit. All right.
No,
What else did I ask? Okay. Actually important question this time. What the fuck? Okay. All right. So I wrote this next question. So there have been a lot of like lag issues, especially client lag issues, since the mod pack was updated because there's like 30 billion fucking mods now. So I'm just obviously it's not as bad when we're all like clumped up here, but when people all have
Yeah.
their shit loaded at all times, it gets pretty shitty, as you all know. So I'm just wondering if, since this is probably the most pressing issue, if you have any sort of plans with this. Let's start with you, Atlas.
Sorry, I was slightly distracted by the rain of beer.
Why am I getting alcohol? Wait. I don't drink. I'm sorry.
Mira,
I
get out of here.
Whoever's
Mira.
fucking
Mira, stop throwing
I'll
alcohol at
take
the
it.
parties. Right, sorry, Scott, you were saying.
Pete Hexa. Pete. Okay. Lag is bad.
Right,
How
lag.
fix lag? What is your
Um,
plan for lag?
Well, Gale
How-
actually had a few ideas, but as I've already mentioned, as basically everybody agreed, there are certainly mods that can be removed to reduce the lag issues. They are prevalent. They are not that bad, or well, they are bad, livable but bad. So some mods can definitely be removed. For example, Man from the Fog. Gale actually told me a little sneak peek. It has summoned around 10,000 objects all around the map. And she is, marker enemies, and she is still deleting them. And that is absolutely busted. But with that removed, the lag should slightly go down, and with the removal of other possibly redundant mods, the lag will probably go down even more. So it should be a good solution. Additionally, I believe there were a few ideas on adding more optimization mods to the pack to make it run a little bit better, so that should help as well.
I'm in total agreement, to be honest. Like it's not much more I can say really. You really touched on it great. But yeah, I do think a lot of the lag issues are due to entities and stuff like that, which we have to minimize. There was a suggestion about like making a chicken farm block. I don't know exactly, but it sounds great.
Yeah, chicken farm block to reduce the amount of
Yeah,
chickens because they can
exactly.
like packed into it. Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's entities as far as I understand, like the
Yeah,
whole
like
reason.
we can also add mods to like reduce lag from
Yeah,
other
exactly,
sources.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
adding mods to remove the lag is a great way to do it, I think.
Yeah. And like
Because
on
some
redundant
people
mods, right?
also-
Has
Yeah, also
anybody used tool trims
no.
like at all?
I don't think.
Okay, Mage Mini used it. Okay, people have actually used tool trims. Okay, I guess it was just I just got it. Oh, okay. I found it at the bottom of the mod list. I thought it's old. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Like more mob variants, for example. It's more of a cosmetic mod, so if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
found to be like an issue, we can remove it.
I do have something to add to this. I think while removing some mods may be a good idea, I'm not sure if it's exactly the main solution. Removing mods, we can remove some of them, and that will help a little bit. But removing mods that have already been like added to the server is kind of like a risky thing to do. I think we should all agree to try and be a little more strict on what mods we think should actually get added to the server, because the mod pack is coming to be pretty large. So I think what we should do is we should be a little more strict on it. Add mods that genuinely help the server, but if it's just like random stuff that just like adds just a bunch of clutter, then we don't really want that in. And also passing optimization mods, like you guys said, will help as well. So I think that's a pretty good solution to the issues of lag, and hopefully as time goes on, it will slowly be less laggy.
Yeah, I've heard ideas about I actually myself had an ideas that from now on to add a mod proposal, it has to be overlooked with the council first. For example,
Well,
for just an example.
I think we should democratize the council before that. But yeah.
Yeah, but perhaps. Well, we shall see. It's just an idea. No.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to add to that, or? Nope. All right. Let's see what else was asked. All right.
Oh my God.
Emeralds.
This is
New left vice
right-wing
president. What the
propaganda.
fuck?
Sorry. I gotta remove the right wing propaganda. There you go.
Okay. Some person submit questions. Are you just
Do you need those two?
all right? Whoever fucking starts acting up, I'm just gonna like shoot you in the face with my gun because I have like a shit ton of bullets this time.
Yeah. Hey, sauce. You can have this
Oh,
for now. You can have it.
I have the anti-material rifle now.
You can just fucking obliterate anybody who steps out of line.
Exactly, that's the plan.
I
Alright.
like how it's like twice his size.
Yeah, it's wacky.
Fucking massive.
You know what else
Sorry.
is massive?
The recoil on that thing would be
Low
fucking
tape it.
crazy.
Anyway, he's not stay on topic. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright. Stop squirming. Okay.
Why is there another side?
I'm just gonna talk. Okay. What are your party's plans for public infrastructure, especially considering the nether roof access most bases have? Someone talk. Is anyone just you? Minerva, go talk infrastructure.
I mean, well, our party's focus will naturally be on the. We do want overworld transportation, as it might be a little hard for new players to intuitively understand that you have to go into the Nether, and also having overworld transportation is kind of cool, to be honest. I mean, even though there's a nether roof, I still use the overworld because it's pretty. So yeah, and our main focus will be on a rail line from Forlandia to Ranacosia to spawn. And of course, we would encourage bases connecting themselves to spawn too. We would love to make like a train station in spawn, like a big one, big old train station. I think that could be cool. And of course, in spawn, there's some wacky infrastructure that I think should connect better. Like the main area isn't really connected to the capital, the third capital area, to be honest, which could be better. And we could connect those two with like a proper road. I think that could be cool. Yeah.
There's a little something behind you. I just want to point
Oh
out.
my god, what swabs? What the fuck? What does swabs even mean?
I don't know what that means.
Oh no, is this some slur or something?
I
Google
don't
it.
know. Okay, Big Todd. We're gonna let Xboy speak.
Okay, so I mostly agree on the idea of building public transportation as infrastructure for everyone on the server. As president, I would want to help the members who are already working towards public transportation and make it even better. I know some members in SSI, like General, they have been working a lot on that. So I want to do my best to help with that, and just make it a lot better. I would also just like to build more spots around the capital and more spots for everyone. Just more places to hang out. It makes the server fun. It makes the server cool. That's what we're about. We are the coolest party. So I think this is where I stand on public infrastructure. I would like to focus on it a lot more if I do become president. So yeah.
All right, cool. Atlas.
Yeah, well, as I said, as it has been said, General has been working on a train system. It has begun. SSI is already starting works on the basics of a system. The end idea is that there will be two railways going both ways, with trains arriving at each station about every 3 to 5 minutes, hopefully, if that's even doable, because Credit can be a little goofy sometimes. So that it's, even reasonable to wait for a train. It's mainly meant to allow newer players who don't have, fucking giant ass airplanes they can pull out of fucking thin air, to just kind of travel across the entire world with. Yeah, mainly intended for people who don't have that to travel the map more easily, and again to make meeting points like the bar and the park more accessible, and spawn and other party bases also to be more accessible, so that new players can figure out their stuff a little bit more easier instead of having to travel like thousands of blocks. Because looking at the map, literally, it's like, holy crap, it's so fucking far away. Oh my god. Yeah, we already started working on it, and it is my plan to, in my presidency, to try and connect every major point of interest on the map with a rail track.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
We support that too.
Right, just got a question here DM'd to me from Big Todd. It's a really fast one, so anyone who wants to speak on it, just speak. Maybe I'll even speak on it. So, Big Todd says, "What is the point of armor if you don't need to worry about losing your items?" I'm not really sure if this is party specific, but I'm asking all of the questions that get sent to me. So,
I mean, I don't see this as like a very important
Well,
question right now.
I
I would
mean,
just-
dying is still like an inconvenient thing,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially if you forgot to set your spawn, you're just gonna go all
Exactly.
the way back. So armor makes it so that you don't die as fast.
It's just
And,
kind of.
You armor up so the enemies dumber up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, to be honest, with enemies that we've been adding, I mean, has anybody seen the Malrum's bosses? They literally one shot you in full netherite. That's pretty major.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
I have not seen
That's
it.
crazy.
That's scary.
like, yes, the
Yeah.
basic mobs are kind of weak. That's because we're also adding mods that are like we're not improving our armor at all. The best armor right now is still netherite diving gear, and it's mainly utility. It's just as strong as base netherite, and well, yeah, we're kind of adding mobs that are way harder. If you think that the game isn't hard enough, you can add a proposal to remove keep inventory, but keep inventory is just there so like you don't lose your entire progress, get sad, and stop playing the game.
Exactly.
Because that's happened on several occasions with me.
I would just say that what difficulty is the server on? I don't know, but
It's hard. It's hard.
mobs are still a threat. Like even vanilla, like if you're just running around in like chainmail or leather or something stupid, like you're probably not gonna have a great time. But anyway, Pentagonal has sent me some shit. All right, Pentagonal says, how do we add more depth and engagement to server politics to add interaction for political events, preferably giving everyone the power to be involved in these activities? I'll just say that the whole me getting sent questions, I think that's a good start. I think this is fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, Atlas, I'm not a candidate, so why don't you speak on it?
Yeah, well, I agree with you. It's a beginning. We're working on it. We're trying. I mean, currently there is literally 25 people around us. Can you like make a little pan with the cameras, maybe, so people know just like how
not a button
fucking
right
many
now.
there are on right now?
Wait, I have an audience
Okay,
camera.
so-
Yes, I do.
Fucking show them like how many people are on right now. Like, holy shit, do you see this? And yeah, it's not perfect
it's
engagement,
crazy.
but people can listen, people can speak up, people can ask questions. I mean, that's kind of like the entire point right now. If anybody has any ideas themselves on how to improve engagement, I think they should speak up, genuinely. Like, if you have any idea, even if you think it's bad, maybe it's not as bad as you think it is. Just like throw it out there, see how it goes.
We really need to get the like Triff close up. Okay. Do I have camera control again, or is this gonna crash the server? Okay.
I hope it doesn't.
That would suck.
The casual craftocracy. What the fuck?
What the? Okay. We're not gonna address the fucking base blowing up around us. All right, we're just gonna ignore that. So, all right. Does anyone else have anything to add to Atlas's speech? Just what? Who the fuck? Okay.
I think to depthen the political field on the server, I think a fun thing we could do is try to squeeze in more events for the politics in the server, such as, like rallies, maybe like vice presidential debates. It's a little hard because time is usually very tough on the server, but hopefully, if possible, it would be fun if we could squeeze that in there. I think it would make things a lot more interesting. Also, I would love to see my vice president candidate debate. That would be awesome.
Yeah. VP debates would be something.
Oh yeah, not to mention question periods and stuff. I think are also getting added, and those will be interesting. That will allow for political discussion outside of the debates, and I think that'll really depthen the political landscape on server a little bit.
Absolutely.
So that's how I would that's how I would say we should do it.
Anything else from any of you?
No, it seems pretty. Yeah.
All right. I got a new notification, but that's not a question. So, anyway. Next question from Emerald. I don't know where Atlas is, so we're just gonna start with Xboy. What are your views on Pentagonal's current presidential run?
I think there are a lot of good things that Pentagonal has done. I don't want to be too harsh because you don't really get a whole lot of time in a term as president. But as president, Pentagonal has passed a lot of bills regarding policy. I believe more than Domino has in the past. I might be fact checked on that. I'm not sure. But I believe that is true, and I think that's very good as president. Passing policy I feel like it's more important than passing mods. I feel like it shows a lot more that you're a president that understands the political landscape of the server.
Yep.
but I do also feel like at times he was a little inactive, didn't really do a whole lot to like participate in the server that much. I said inactive. Okay, but yeah, I think he did have a good term. It could improve, which is why I'm here running for president because I feel like I could do better.
Genuinely just like
Alright, thank
this
you.
and like that.
Move on to Minerva.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like.
I guess you haven't been as present for all
Yeah,
of the
I haven't been
technical
present for all of
terms.
it, but
So
as far as
The
I
new left is
understand,
new.
yeah. A name is pretty
really in the
accurate.
name.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. He was moderate. He was not. He didn't democratize anything. He didn't do that. But overall, I would say it was a decent presidential run, to be honest. Um, not the worst, not the best. You know, it's good all around, to be honest. Could be better though. But I have no severe critiques of his presidential run.
Alright, move on to Alice.
So about Pent, right? Just to clarify.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with the mentioned statements. Was Pent a good president? Fuck yeah, great one. I mean, much as he could. But yeah, some people kind of just have like other shit to do. Not their fault. It's not Penn's fault. He can't like be as active as some
Yeah.
other people. But well, it is still an issue. So I think that while he is great at it, a president definitely has to be a person who typically stays active. Yes, perhaps with like short breaks for mental health. Because I took one. I took like a 2-week break before coming back because my mental health was kind of taking a dump. So I was like, okay, I need a break. So I took a break and I'm back and doing better than ever. But yeah, I think that a president should be more active.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else? Any of you want to add to that, or
No, I don't think so.
No.
no? All right. Next question from Emerald is: how do you plan on appealing to parties outside of your own party? So we'll just start with Atlas.
Well, again, I barely do SSI specific things. All my farms, I don't even like. The farms I make are at SSI base. I don't argue with that. Mainly because those are tasks given out to me by our party leader. However, the changes I do outside of SSI tasks are typically public. For example, I helped build the I am working. I want to work on the railway system. I helped build the Ocean Monument Farm, which, well, is kind of now a giant XP farm for basically everybody who knows it's even there. Which, by the way, if anybody wants the cores, I can give them to y'all. It's not like secret. It's kind of a giant fucking guardian on the map. And I'm working on a Wither Skeleton farm, so that's also public. I could like pass lock them or something, but why would I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This. But yeah. And I guess that's basically the point. That most of the changes I do are intended to be public benefits, railway systems, public farms, and all the changes I try to enact in. For example, my some of my more so recent proposals, like the terrain proposal and the radio proposal, which I want to be presenting this term, but I will be presenting them later. Again, are aimed at the public. So, yeah, that's how I plan to support people, by enacting changes that most of Cryptocracy finds to be good changes that are wanted and desired.
Yeah.
All right, Minerva.
Can I get the
Do I need
question
to?
again? Yeah.
How do you plan on appealing us to people outside
Oh,
of your
yeah.
party?
I mean, I think most people would appreciate more interconnectivity and the welfare programs that we want to create. And of course, making sure every minority voice is heard. And we'd certainly try to make sure every voice is heard when we decide on policy. Um, we often ask individuals from the server what they want. For example, we talked to Failed not that long ago, and we found out that we share a lot of opinions that we could, do. Um, it's about listening to people, and I think you all appreciate when you're listened to. And I think we should make sure minority voices is heard, which is also something people generally appreciate, I believe. And yeah, mm, just generally pro people policies, I think is generally appreciated.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Thank you, Xboy.
I think I'm probably gonna say a lot of what I've already really said, but just building more public spots and adding more, public infrastructure, I think is one of the big ways to go for appealing to people outside of the party because that benefits everyone. It's more buildings, more fun outside of your party's like base. Cooler stuff. Welfare would be good, but I do actually have to argue against that as I feel like providing that for everyone outside of your party is a bit of an unrealistic goal. I feel like that is a very tough thing to accomplish, and so if you have any plans for that, I would like to hear about how you plan to do that. Because
Yeah, can I speak?
sure,
You may speak.
Yeah, we know we can't handle it. We have extensive plans, and we already are building stockpiles to at first get because at the start there will always be a spike of usage. So we are making stockpiles and our manufacturing industries. And now we don't require any other party to give anything to the extensive welfare program once it gets done. We can single-handedly make sure everyone has the things we promise, free estrogen, free AKMs, free ammo, all that. To some extent, of course, we wouldn't allow anyone to just take it constantly, because that would kind of be, against the interests of nuclears and stuff like that.
Nee, ik ben effect, dus precies
Die-
zo uit.
Oh,
The-
what?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're gonna move on.
They could handle it. Yeah.
The thing is, I do have a counterpoint to this. Well, I do believe I do believe universal welfare could help everybody, but from what I'm seeing, that's not what you plan to do. Citing this document about New Left policy, it says here that you plan to establish universal government welfare, but there's in parentheses New Left provided exclusively. I find this rather interesting as you talked about giving welfare for everyone, but in the doc here it says you only plan to provide it to New Left members, such as ammo.
sorry.
I will get in here. I have read that document personally. That is a slightly misleading wording. It is it means provided by the New Left, not to specifically New Left members, by the New Left.
I'm just saying, I find it really curious about how you haven't
every
really been
citizen
talking
will be
policy
equipped.
at all until this debate.
I haven't asked any policy quite like. What?
Actually,
Like,
Yeah.
okay,
you want me to
gonna
just do that
make
right
it
now? Like
awkward.
discuss all the fucking policy shit? Because I've only been asking like all the viewer questions. So.
Hey, so
Sure.
you're the guy.
Sure, we can
All
get
right,
into that.
I know I'm
Also,
the guy. So,
I
Atlas.
just want to say, after this debate, I'm willing to give the document to the public fully, so everyone here can read it if you want. I'm not gonna. It's not. It isn't some top secret, and I think the framing here is a bit misleading from, TCP.
Well,
very
what I'm
unfortunate.
saying
Okay,
is that you just haven't.
wait.
Okay, sorry, I apologize.
Good. All right, we're gonna ask you. Minerva, about we just I want you to provide an overview of like new left policy because seems to be a lot of debates over that. So I think if we were all on the same page of like what's going on, I think that'd be pretty valuable. So just explain your policy platform.
So can
You
someone
would.
get the list real quick? I don't want to accidentally forget something.
Take your time.
Yeah. Actually, I might as well just give it to the public right now, to be honest. There you go. But yeah, we want to make the media sphere fairer, and we want to reorganize the council system to make sure that every party has a voice, and that the establishment doesn't get more power than they should have. Then we want to reorganize the parliament so all voices are heard, and that it isn't the government isn't just ran by one government. Oh, not one government, one party. I think party should be in a coalition, and work on stuff together instead of one party just leading everything. I think that's kind of authoritarian in nature. And I want to make sure the executive can create departments to efficiently carry out policies. We wouldn't expand any executive authority, of course. And we would like to reform the voting system to make sure that people who aren't sure about a policy don't have to vote against. I think that's kind of weird. Kind of forces people to do stuff they don't want to do necessarily. So, yeah, I'm aware. That's also one of the reasons why I appreciate the pentagonal administration. There were certainly some gems in there. And make sure it's 51% instead of the 66%. I'm quite sure Bill needs to have. Can I get? Is it 66% it needs to have for a bill to pass?
It's
Isn't it
50%.
just
It's
50?
It's
It's
50. Okay, never mind.
50%.
Never mind. Never mind. Misinfo from me, I guess. Sorry.
It was
I thought
66% like for before there was a president back or election one, but that's just because of
Oh.
American politics shit that I'm not gonna
Okay, well, one
explain to
of the
this
actual
Zoomer
things we want
audience.
to do is codify the systems because I do think it's a bit messy. Because it's hard to get any information, to be honest. But yeah, that's yeah. So I guess it's we don't have abstains yet. Yeah. Because we want the universal welfare, which you can look in the text. Free leftist guns and ammo and basic armor and free HRT and some diamonds. And of course, we would love to create a system of private donations to community members / public storage. And of course, construct capital stuff, and then create a currency, which Claptrap proposed not that long ago. It's been a thing a lot of community members talked about. And then yeah, cosmetic gear stuff, which we got inspired by Failed. Yeah. And also, that's a proposal for the Eurocamo being implemented.
Right. Thank you for the explanation. That is a lot more than I thought there would be.
Yeah, it's a long list and it's growing by the day. I'm sorry. It's
I guess my first question to you is, what's the like practicality of implementing all of this? Because it's like kind of a lot, I would say.
yeah. I mean, if we can't do it this election, this presidency, of course we could just do another, right? But yeah, we have planned it out. When we will be proposing each policy. That's why there's numbers on behind of the titles. No, 0 to 3, I think. Like it will be passed gradually, of course. It will take a lot of work, but I think it'll. Why are they? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. They're sitting on the walls. Anyways, sorry, Kayla. God, I lost this right. Train of thought. Wait, what was I saying? But yeah, I think it would do a lot for the server. We are the party of change and reform. We've always said that.
Reform MC.
Yeah, like I got something I think all of you should discuss actually. So, do you Xboy and Atlas have this document open, or are they just aware vaguely?
Yes,
I have seen the
I
public
have it.
version, which
both of them.
Right.
both
it's
of them have
concerning that
seen
there
the
is a public
document.
version.
Public.
It's
I don't know
it's
what the implication is there, but
it's concerning
I-
that there is a public and a non-public version.
Well, that's the reason that's a private is because we need to discuss within the party first if we actually believe these. It's not overly. So besides, we're not hiding any policies. It's when we discuss things.
I think
I
it's
still would like to
just
say
gonna
something if possible.
you say whatever.
I believe it was Minerva that said all the governments and parties should be transparent, going as far as to leak DMs with my party's leader, Lemon Shark, because they believe that all the talks between policy and government that should be completely transparent. So I think it's a little odd that this document is not getting out to the public until now. I feel like if you want to sway members into your party, you should be showing them your policy and telling them. But I feel like it is purposely.
Well, yeah,
I feel
but-
like it has purposely
okay.
been misleading so that
I have
you
an
can
interjection.
sway
with it.
members in.
Can
Okay.
I speak? Can I
Is the
speak?
document not public right now?
It's public
It
right
is.
now.
It
It's
is
just
public
been in
right
chat.
now, but it was
It's just
not
been in chat.
before.
That was because we weren't sure of what we believed yet, party-wise. We had to play for a little bit to make sure we actually stood by the policies we were suggesting. We wouldn't want to lie to the people accidentally by saying we believe something. There is no private version. There's no private doc. It's when I say private, I mean it's just referring to private DM. It's not anything. Besides, we don't have any current suggestions which aren't in the list. Except, I guess, making formalizing like the document, stuff like that,
Any
so people can
response
access
from
the guidelines and
YouTube?
information and all that shit. I mean, it's really not that complicated. I think this is kind of conspiracy posting. I don't know why they're doing this. This seems a little.
It's
malicious.
not necessarily a conspiracy. I mean, I wouldn't say I have any concrete proof for this claim of mine, but I still do think it was awfully weird and a little misleading of them that they would pretty much refuse to talk policy up until now. They have been pretty much completely silent about it.
That's
Could
misinformation.
you elaborate on that, Xboy?
We've discussed further.
Before this, and they didn't. First of all, they didn't even host like an actual primary event. I understand this is because they held their own private primary event, but
No.
this is completely like tossed out anything relating this having a New Left's primary event would have been a perfect opportunity to talk policy and show other members of the server what their policy is. We even did that with my primary debate against Triff, but they didn't even do that. There was hardly any talk with policy, and they have only really brought it up now during the debate.
One of the major times we actually discussed policies were during the primary results thing. What is it called? We were discussing
Like the interview.
Yeah, interview. We were
Yeah.
discussing policies there, and we were discussing welfare before that. Actually, and of course the reason we didn't do a public primary because we all decided. If you look on the sorry, just guns.
Should we wait or should we like?
We should wait. We should wait.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, it's because every member of the New Left thought it to be unnecessary. And you said we can't really speak on policies doing a primary because we are so new. We are so new that we haven't had anything organized.
I mean,
So-
yeah, you're new, but some of a responsibility you have to take when forming a new party is having to take the time to form the policies and really make like an identity of yourself.
Can we move
And-
on to a new subject? Because I feel like we're just looping the same 2 points
Yeah,
over and over
Yes,
again. And it's getting kind
I'm
of boring.
I'm good for this. If possible, I would like to touch on some of the policies later and what I think about.
Also, I had to go for a little bit. Seconds. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
We're gonna break this up with just meme questions just
Yeah.
to lower
Yeah,
the
and-
energy. All
And I'm
right.
also gonna head out for like 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, we're just discussing dumb shit, so that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do these individually unless say otherwise. So, Atlas,
Yes.
how will your presidency affect the trout population? Pineapple wants to know.
The what population?
The trout fish. Trout.
Do we even have trout on the server?
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that. You just have to answer the question that was
I
provided
don't
to me.
think there are any trout to have a population. But I mean, if you really want to, you can like throw in a trout proposal.
Xboy, do you support the trout proposal?
I do. I think under my presidency, the trout would thrive. Just saying, the trout
I
population.
was not
would be going
finished
kinda crazy.
talking, but
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I
Alright,
wouldn't be against the trout
it looks like we're
population.
out of time. We have to move on to the next question. All right, Atlas. If you had to choose between having unlimited bacon but no games, or unlimited games but no games, which would you choose?
Unlimited games.
Xboy?
Unlimited games, but no games.
I have no game. Anyway. Next question. Group discussion. Sai wants to know, what do you all think of cinnamon rolls?
Cinnamon rolls are good.
Tasty.
Like, I don't really have too much to say. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Gail asks, so far 122 people have registered for Craftocracy online in total, including inactive users. If we gathered up all of these people, could they beat a silverback gorilla, I'm assuming, in a fight?
Oh, these are silly questions. Oh,
Alright. Let's have a group discussion on this.
I didn't have the first part. Wait.
I mean, like, are we fighting the gorilla in real life or in Minecraft?
Everyone in real life who is signed up for Craftocracy jumping a
Ooh.
gorilla in real life.
Wait, do we have time to prepare? Or is it literally just this fight?
You get an hour. All of us get an hour to discuss.
Oh yeah, easily. We could just. Yeah.
I mean, aren't like half of our members here like not adults?
True.
We're not fully developed. We don't have the strength. At the same time, though,
Hey.
someone.
Have you considered how you could just get a shovel and kill that thing if we're enough, right?
Look, if you give me like a single knife and like if you give me like 20
There's no
people with a
weapon.
knife.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
we could
fair.
pretty
Okay,
much do anything, to be
Just
honest.
the raw
weapon?
strength
we can make
output.
Bare hands.
fire
If
and we
it's-
can make sharp sticks.
If it's bare hands, we're fucking dead. I'm sorry.
Like, yeah, we don't need any of that. We just
Fair
need
enough.
Relport. Think about
That
it.
is-
Fair,
yeah.
fair,
the man of the year.
true.
I'm
Sounds
sorry,
bored.
but gorillas are fucking.
Okay, but like Relport carry?
Relport would carry. He would take that guy on
New
one-on-one.
question. All right.
True.
50 Reliporps versus a gorilla.
That's easy.
The gorilla is getting
No def,
destroyed.
no def.
1 Reliporp versus 100 gorillas.
It's closer,
Mm.
but I think it's still
No def.
Relport is still the Aura Beast after all.
Minimal
Yeah.
def. Minimum def.
It's probably a 50-50% chance of whoever winning. But I think
No, that's like 200. No,
gorillas is
that way begins with like 200 gorillas.
Okay. What else do we have here? It appears I am out of meme questions, so
That's also
we should
fine.
probably move on to other shit. Meme question: Who is the orb? There's only one question answer to who is the Orbis. We don't need to. Answer's Reliporp. I'm gonna answer that for all of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True.
Okay. If Octagonal wants to ask a question, Octagonal should DM me Octagonal's question. That is my response to Octagonal. Anyway, please. Octagonal. Okay. Oh my fuck. All of the voice chats are disabled. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Gail has a question. Make Octagonal. Okay, I mean it's up to Gail. Gail wants to do that. It's not in my hands, all right. Next, come on.
It's me, Octagonal, Pentagonal's long lost evil twin brother from Liechtenstein, Vedu City. And I got the best question. Now I'm a man of many blocks, like these oak stairs and
Agreed.
and these oak slabs which turn into oak planks. Now my question for you all is a very simple but awesome question.
Your voice die or
What the fuck? No, it's my epic voice.
is it a me issue or are you just not talking?
What the
Wait.
fuck? I'm not
No,
talking.
that's just Pent.
was
He's
talking.
not saying anything, right? I'm not
No,
You can hear
he
it,
is saying
We can
audible
hear
on this.
him.
Okay, I'm just tweaking that. I'm tweaking.
Okay,
I can hear them.
this is my question for you
Okay.
all. What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
21?
You stupid.
19. I'm not gonna do the joke. I'm sorry. No way.
You stupid. Okay, that's it. Bye.
Someone needs a water bucket. Yes,
My
Johnson.
Octagonal.
Do it. Take the shot sauce.
You're so lucky that my mouse is broken and my guns won't fucking fire. Oh my god. I was bad technical difficulties.
I could blow him up. I could blow him up right now.
We're gonna not blow anyone up, all right? We have a new question from Big Todd. Okay. The camera is back. All right. Question from Big Todd. Okay, I don't know whose mic that was, so we're gonna. Okay. We're gonna ask this anyway. Xboy, are you here? Can you nod, or is that. Okay. We're gonna start with you. All right. What is your view of the server becoming more PvP? Like, keep inventory maybe being removed. That is the question word for word.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
do
give you
think
45 seconds to respond because this shit needs to go faster.
okay. While I do think PvP is really cool and we should encourage people who like PvP to do it, I don't think it should become the main focus of the server. I am against a bill just flat out removing keep inventory. I feel like for the more relaxed players on the server, they should get a say in what happens, but also we should be like also encouraging people who like the PvP to partake in it, and but at the same time letting the players who just want to casually play keep their inventory and not have to deal with all the crazy weapons and shit. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, Minerva.
I mean, I'm like very much. It's one of those things where I feel like it would be misused if we removed keep inventory. I don't think that would be great. So I believe we should keep inventory. I mean, I guess if there was a way to tackle it, like individually, maybe. But yeah, I think the majority of people wouldn't want. And if we did get it, they'd probably regret it. But of course, it's up to the people, right? We can hold a vote about it if we want.
Question for all of you actually, is anyone on this stage in favor of removing keep inventory?
No.
Okay,
No
yeah,
one.
nobody is, I guess. Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume that if it passed with like 51% saying yes, but like 49 saying no, don't turn off keep inventory, would any of you veto that? The bill. Veto that shit.
Honestly, I might. I know that's anti-democratic
I
and all
think
that.
I would.
It's a
'cause
presidential power,
Yeah.
like you're allowed
It
to do
makes things so messy, you know. People like to kill each other just for fun during the events.
Yeah.
Imagine having that and just having items splatter everywhere. That would
Yeah,
be such a
imagine all the
mess.
people. Yeah, imagine all the people who died here would have had to like get their stuff, and it would be so messy. And like, I think it's one of those where either you like it or you despise it, right? So like the people who would vote against it would like hate it. Where the people who would vote for it would just moderately like, right? If you understand what I mean. So I feel like they should be quote unquote overrepresented in the decision making because it's I think a lot of people would hate it. I'm not a big fan of video and stuff though. I will say.
Bonus question from Pentagonal. Thoughts on death chests or corpse mods or anything of that sort that
Well,
makes
if
it
we
so you
did,
have to retrieve your items or what? I don't fucking know.
if we did do remove keep inventory, it would have to have that. I think. If we did, else it would despawn. It would be annoying and yeah.
I think while that does help, it doesn't exactly remove some of the main issues, which is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
one big thing is that keep inventory has kind of become necessary as the server has gotten mods that add a lot harder and stronger enemies.
Yeah.
Like trying to get back to your like death chest or whatever without having any of your previous items would be such a pain because you have all, especially if you died in like the nether or something, because you have all
Yeah.
those enemies that just like kill you in like one shot, or if you died in a cave, you have the cave dweller hunting you down. It's just a lot of things that I think overall casual players probably just don't want to deal with, and I feel like we should be respecting the casual players here and just not just keep inventory.
And honestly, it might actually be anti-PvP, as it would be making like PvP like there would be consequences for it. Which yeah, I don't think that would. It may take out the fun of killing each other. To be honest, I think. That's at
I
least
would
from my
just say for
experience. I wouldn't want that.
if keep inventory gets removed and like if some like greasy ass motherfucker steals my shit, I'm griefing their base. I don't give a fuck if the
Yeah,
council
yeah.
bans me. Like
Fair.
I'm fucking
That's
blowing
valid.
up all their shit if they like steal my like.
Bro.
I spent hours getting these fucking enchants. You
Yeah,
think like
I 100% would get that, and that would also be a concern.
yeah,
Right? People
like
stealing each other's stuff. Even if
I
it's
think
banned, right? It
no
could
one
still
asked
be a
me, but I
problem.
think it would just massively increase toxicity. But
Yeah, exactly.
already plenty of with just the server politics on its own. So like just
Yeah.
adding more Minecraft based bullshit. I think I'm not a candidate, so I don't have opinions. But my opinion is that shit is gay.
Honestly, I think we all agree with you completely, right?
Any
Let's make sure
disagreements
you all
with what
agree
I
with
said?
Solitude, right?
I just realized I've been muted this entire time. Holy shit.
Oh no! No!
Look, well, I just want to say
That's
that, like,
the
I think that the only way keep inventory is getting removed, like, ever, right, is if there is, like, a Graves mod that gets added.
Yeah. And even then, I think.
And if it gets added, there is no way for your stuff to get stolen or be lost. So the only thing that actually gets added is the slow walk, 800 blocks in a single direction, or you die several times while trying to get there.
Well, wouldn't
to get your
the
items.
Grave mod still be? Wouldn't other people still be able to take that, or can you lock it? Wait,
They can be locked. Yeah, they can be locked.
Okay, I see.
It depends on the mod.
But yeah, still, that's so annoying, though, right?
Okay, I
I
think
feel like it's so.
I
Annoying.
think all of us just sort of agreed this idea is dog shit, so we're gonna move on so that we don't
Bro.
spend like 10 minutes talking about like some shit that's never getting passed. Like, let's be fucking real.
For real. We all
Alright.
would veto it, basically.
Also, I just want to say, like, if we remove keep inventory, hey, Xboy, can you quickly click this bed, please? Like, if we remove keep inventory, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, that would suck.
So, like,
Oh.
I did not. I did not click the bet.
No! Oh my god! Don't.
Give me the bet.
Oh my god! I gotta
So,
hot
okay,
take
what-
that away. Holy shit!
And I'm just saying,
getting
keep inventory LS for funny moment.
my Neuralink I'm getting a transmission here from a simple tits man that would like to ask anonymously. I have no idea. It's anonymous. I never said who it was.
The only one man goes by that name. But let's be real.
No one knows who that is. It's anonymous. No one knows.
Mhm.
It's a secret. But anyway, so Jem asks,
Immediately.
I didn't even read these fucking questions. I actually have to look through this shit.
It's anonymous. It's Jam.
It's anonymous. No one's supposed to know that it's Jem that sent me this. All right, no,
is
you
Jem
don't
in the
know that it's
crowd?
Jem because it's anonymous. All right.
Is Jam even here? Wait.
No, it's yeah.
Is this Gem among us? Is this Gem in the room?
No one knows. It's a secret.
How are you not?
Reform MC is recently.
There we go.
Okay, I'm just going to do this as a quick group question. Just all of these. All right. How do you candidates plan on combating deep slate interference with the what the fuck?
We had that question already.
Yeah, we already talked about this. Okay. Reform MC has recently dissolved. Why do you think Reform MC had agreed to? Is this a fucking like quiz? Like, do you remember why Reform? Okay, all right. Do you think Pentagonal could have made a better decision? I don't know. Does anyone have thoughts on the Reform MC dissolution? Even though none of you were Reform, I don't think.
It's their choice. It's really up to them, right? It's
Yeah.
not our.
Yeah.
Moving on. We're moving on to the
They
next
can do what
question.
they
All right.
want, and it sucks that they.
Now I have more.
Sorry.
Do you sincerely believe that Strudel has actual political alignment axes? That is the other question. Just anyone talk on that?
I mean, the entire server was literally left. The most party, the only party that is like the most right and the most conservative is actually like middle, and that's like the most conservative party we have. So
Yeah.
you know,
Real
or ever had actually correction.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know
we don't
how
have any
clean,
actual
like-
conservative parties.
No, not really.
Oh.
Since there's no
Yeah.
law enforcement or like anything like that, I don't really know the point of political axes because like I don't know.
I mean, okay, let's be real. Half the server is either gay or trans.
Yeah.
What political axes do you think the server is?
Alright. I'd like to just I would like to come out as a
both, yeah.
anarcho capitalist. I've been thinking about it. I'm kidding.
SSI? Oh my god.
I said, fuck you shooting at me. Okay. I mean, it's not really about like real life political because that's different. I don't know. Agree to move on to the next question. Just nods,
I
whatever.
shall give you a choice.
Right.
Take the blue beer or the red beer.
That's oh my god.
I'm woke, so I'm blue pilled.
Fuck, nah. We lost him.
All right. Okay. Look, what the
I'm
fuck?
taking that.
A bonus question from anonymous person that we don't know. So Jem asked, "Do you think Strudel is too gay?"
No, I think it should be gayer
swear to God.
actually. We need to become gay for 100% gayness.
I'm supposed to
The
have the
server-
camera on
yeah,
when I ask
true.
questions. Yeah.
True. I just realized Xboy's voice chat is off. Oh, entirely.
Yeah,
it's entirely
I
off.
mean,
It
we're
doesn't
talking
matter.
to-
We're all in the.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it's easy.
That's fair.
Move
but
on.
anyhow, I think okay.
Okay. New question. General D. I have the camera on me. I remembered that. All right. General D asks, "What do you think the biggest problem on the server is right now? What do you think can be done to resolve it?" Atlas, go.
Well,
1 minute.
the biggest problem is definitely the lag. The biggest problem that hasn't been addressed, I guess, is the server's identity is kind of in a gray area right now. we can't really. We don't really know what the server really is. Like, is it survival? Is it like is it role play? Is it survival? Like, what's the server's identity is kind of in like a like a pass on period right now. Where we're kind of trying to understand like what we're going for, and that not much can really be truly said with that. Because if the server was survival, I guess the biggest problem would be like the absence of the end in such a entire fucking dimension. But if the
Yeah.
server was more politics, I guess it would be like the inflow of new parties. And well,
10 seconds.
while I don't want to like be a disgracer, the new left literally grabbing like a third of the entire
5 seconds.
active player base percentage in day one. So yeah, it really depends on the identity of the server.
Okay, any disagreement with that, with lag issue, Minerva or Xboy?
Lag is.
I don't have a disagreement with the lag issue. However, I do have a disagreement when Atlas said that in terms of like the political side on the server, the issue has been all the new parties like flowing in. I
It was just
disagree with
more of a
this.
guess. Don't take that at like face value.
I don't know how
Okay,
long we have
'cause-
to like.
Yeah,
hit
I think
on
more
that.
parties is great. So
Yeah, same.
that's pretty much yeah.
I actually think it's weird that we are criticizing the rival party, smaller parties. That creates unique. Like it's unique and it's cool and all that. So I don't
Okay,
understand
no,
why
I'm not.
people-
Okay, well, I was running out of time. I just want to say
No,
that
no,
like
no,
I'm not
don't worry,
against
don't
new
worry.
parties. Okay.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But like it's just a general thing where I feel like people are criticizing smaller parties existing, and new parties like our, yeah. I mean, one of the biggest issues I feel like the server has is the fact that minority voices and smaller parties are represented, and the council and all that. I hate the council. But yeah, yeah, I think we need to reform the government itself, and of course,
Reform.
yeah.
I'm not saying
Okay,
remove the council. Yeah, we're saying reform of the council.
Yeah,
Change it
reform
because it's
the
kind of
Why don't we-
at the
why don't we-
moment. I agree though. It's kind of bad.
Okay, why don't we skip talking about lag because we did that already, and let's talk about the council. So, yeah, okay. So Minerva, you have talked about the council a bunch, and I just want you to like
Yeah.
elaborate more on your issues with it and your plans with it and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the thing
1 minute.
is, oh, wait.
You get 1 minute to you. 60
Oh, okay.
seconds of
So, okay,
speaking
okay,
time
okay.
are allocated to you.
Yeah. The thing is with the council, right? Like, for example, the new left doesn't really have a seat, really, and so doesn't the Green Party and the people. I guess you guys might actually. I don't know.
STFU and PP.
But new parties don't get a vote, and it artificially promotes establishment thinking and people, which I don't think is great. And so I would want every party to have one seat, or we could potentially democratize it. But I think giving each party a seat and then giving each seat a veto power would be ideal in my opinion. I don't care, Gail. I'm
Really?
sorry. I just seriously don't.
Actually, I have a bonus question. So, what are there any specific like council decisions that have happened where you think that like there's been like unfair decisions or bias or whatever, or is this just more of like a principle thing? Most of the council decisions revolve around like moderation, which isn't split on party lines at all.
Yeah,
So
I do feel that there should be party voices in there too. Not like again, the council shouldn't but it's weird that some parties have all the seats and the new parties don't at all. But I know again, it's moderation, all that, but still like changed.
Could I respond to this?
Absolutely.
go ahead.
I feel like this whole line of questioning and Minerva's like speech here is completely like misunderstood the point of the council to begin with. First of all, the Green Party and the People's Party are relatively new parties, so they're going to get spots in the council eventually. Maybe the one thing I can agree with is that maybe the placements in the council should get updated a little more quickly than they do currently. But the council, most of the time, hardly has anything to do with the political side of the server. Most of the time, the council is just for moderation action. If a member is being weird, and the council solve a lot of incidents that I won't really get into, but they've helped a lot when it comes to the server and the moderation. I think it is. I think removing it or quote unquote democratizing it is not really the solution here. And I think maybe maybe just like I do agree that I think every party should have a seat in it, but I disagree about this whole democratizing it or removing thing. I think this is dumb. I think this doesn't really make any sense, and I think this misses the point of what the council actually sets out to do.
Why would making it the people's choice who's on the council be a weird thing? That doesn't make sense to me. I just think
Not only that, but like I think as well, like having a seat for every party, it provides the opportunity to make like parties that are separate from other parties, like the New Left and the Clown Clay, for example. That would, by technicality, give the New Left like 2 seats in the party if you just like.
Well, each party would be able to veto, right? So it's like, also it's moderation.
Can I
It's not-
just interject with a sauce dude statement on this? Because I have, so I've been a long time. I get put on the council a lot, and
obvious reasons.
most of the time it's about either moderation
Yeah.
of or just like, oh, so and so requesting like they're going to be out of town, can they have like an activity, whatever the fuck it's called, be exempt from being marked as inactive there. So I'm trying to think, could you like provide an example of like with the current council system why like it being stacked with like 2 SSI members, for example, is bad and would like harm the server given the council's role?
I
Any
would love to
elaboration?
speak on that. Issue is, I haven't really experienced much council action. I don't
I
even
have,
know if the council. I don't even know if the council has done anything. Meanwhile, I've been on.
Yeah, so
So-
I
When
have, and
council decision was made was
I have,
Sorry,
and I
can-
have
can- sorry,
things
sorry,
to
sorry,
say on
can
it.
you say that?
Atlas. You can speak if you want.
Yeah.
I'm putting
Sorry.
the camera on you.
Yeah, I have things to say about it. So the council doesn't really do much right now, which is another issue that it really should be addressed because at the moment it just like answers random ass fucking questions. Which I mean that's fine, I guess. It's about it, which is
I mean,
still an issue.
I feel like the council not really having to do anything right now shows that the server is good and safe when it comes
You're
to moderation.
misinterpreting what I say. It's not that it has nothing
Yeah.
to do, it's just that it does nothing. Which again is an issue that I think should be addressed. The council really should have more things to do, not because like the server is in a bad spot, but generally the council actually just does like fuck all. So
This is
I'm not saying the
Must
council should be
do
removed,
interruption.
but I'm
agree.
saying that
Wait. Okay. So the primary purpose of the council is just like moderation and shit. Is
Yeah.
there real like there seems to be disagreement on whether, because that was the reason council was. Can I if I might get fact checked on this, but I'm pretty sure that's like the sole reason for it existing.
primarily, which
So,
I
is
feel
there-
like there should be more things that can be given. Yeah, Gail agrees. But I feel like there are more things that can be like given for the council to do. Like maybe, for example, they can like perhaps they can like control the like the Real World Council has way more things to do than there are things that our
World Council.
Yeah,
council does. Real World councils and governments do like more than our council does, which would also go in line with actually making the council like have one member from each party. I feel like
But isn't that just sort of what the legislative process is for? Because that's the most democratic part of the server, and wouldn't it be more
That's a-
democratic just to keep doing shit through the legislation instead of like, oh, every party gets like one or just any of that?
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the council should be given more things to do. Possibly even things Gale is doing, perhaps, but again, it's more of a not really, because Gale's it's a different story. But I'm just saying that I believe that the council should be given a bit more tasks, and with that become a bit more democratical.
Yeah. To
Well,
be
why do we
honest,
even need the council as like a thing then? If it's don't you have
Yeah.
moderators?
But
the only
as-
thing moderators can do
Moderators
is
don't ban
time out
people.
random members.
Moderators,
They
fact
don't
check,
have the
fact
ability to
check.
ban people.
Moderators time people out in the Discord for being disruptive. They don't control banning people from the server.
Well,
At
yeah,
the-
but then if the council is literally just administrative, then what's the point?
That literally is the point. You answered your own question. It's like
But if,
The
well,
point
so we have
is,
one administration and we have another
if-
administration. That just seems kind of redundant, I guess.
the
All
point
I've
is,
been-
if they had any more power, then it would be removing power from the people. The people get the power by discussing and voting in the legislative meetings. The council shouldn't be roped into all of that. The council should just be strictly for moderation and other things regarding the server, just to make sure
Yeah.
everything is a smooth process. I don't think we should be bringing
Oh,
like democratization.
okay, in that
into
case,
this.
perhaps, yeah, okay, well, I guess I have
I've
maybe
been-
misunderstood a few things then.
all I've been saying is we should just democratize it. That's literally all I care about with the council.
Yeah, it is kind of democratized. It's more about, like, it doesn't do anything with politics, so that it doesn't do anything with politics.
It's hereditary.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything with, yeah, but it doesn't
The
do anything
people
with
aren't being
politics. Like,
represented there, it's
here's the
hereditary.
thing, it doesn't matter if you're SSI or a 4 and PP, whatever. It doesn't really matter which party you are, since the party matters shouldn't affect your council decision.
Yeah, I
I would
know,
like
but
to point out
if
that
okay,
there are some rules that I will explain this guy. So first off,
I know how.
there can never be a party majority in the council. Second
yeah.
off, once your term in the council expires, whenever, I don't know what the norm for that is, but whenever new council members have to be selected, you can't pick someone from your own party, which prevents people from just, I don't know, if APC wanted to take control of the council, there's both of those mechanisms stop it. Only exception is that independents can be picked by anyone, I want to say, including other independents, because that's not a party. So yeah,
Yeah,
which
but
is why
still.
me and Sky ended up on there like constantly. But yeah, so both of those mechanisms prevent it from. Oh yeah, no party leaders or you can't pick a party leader. You can't pick a president. You can't pick a vice president. You can't pick someone from your own party. You can't pick a candidate for vice president or so.
I'm aware.
I'm still struggling to see like where this can be abused with the current system that already prevents majorities. Like, given that it only really gets used for moderation, and currently I don't believe there will be any like more responsibilities relegated to it. Like, where the issue with the current setup is, like, if you could give like a hypothetical or something, because I don't know. I've been on the server for a while and I've never really seen it as an issue. So if you could help me, like,
As you
help
said,
us all understand.
wait, what? Oh, it's okay, never mind. I mean, it's mostly
Go
on
back to it.
principle, as you said. I just don't believe anything should be non-democratic. That's basically what it amounts to. Of course, and if we don't want to hold elections for council seats, well, the only other option is really just giving each party a seat, in my opinion. Like, we need to make it so, like, there is some democratic process that isn't inclusive, like what it is right now, in my opinion.
I guess I can kind of see where you're coming from with that.
I'm just a very principled, democratic individual. I want everything to be democratic. It's how it is.
All right, all right. I have no opinions, so does anyone else here have an opinion on the principles or whatever? Or can we talk about something other than the council? Because we've been doing this for like 10 minutes.
I feel like
I kind of
Yeah,
want.
we're
I
gonna
want
talk
this
about it for a
debate to
while.
not be like 3 hours. So I'm gonna speed through the rest of the questions. And that okay, yeah, we are moving on. The person I forget the name of asks the following: what do you personally think about efficient farms in general? I'm assuming this is referring to like. Oh wait, I have to camera on me. I remember. I'm assuming this is referring to like high yield iron and diamond farms. So, would you rather prioritize high levels of resource extraction or the integrity of the server. And parentheses, there is the word lag, so I'm assuming that's the lag
Integrity of the
function.
server, obviously.
I mean, I feel like we already can get a lot of resources quite quickly, so I don't get why we would care about that. Except if we want to reduce stuff. You know, the create mod can rather easily give you pretty much infinite iron, all that stuff, and gold. So I don't really get why it would be a thing.
Yeah, I mean the
Any
farms are
big-
great and all, but it does get to a point where like the TPS lowers and we need to like kind of it's
yeah,
definitely we should
yeah.
prioritize
Would-
performance over the
would-
farms.
Would that
Is there,
actually?
do any of you have like any like actual like legislative or executive plans on limiting farms? Or are we
No,
just like,
no.
is it just a principle that
I don't have
maybe
any
we should start
legislative
on?
plans for that.
As long as
Yeah,
your
no.
farm doesn't cause the TPS to have, like,
Yeah, obviously,
certain farms
yeah, yeah.
have, then yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, the APC is a prime example of farms
Yeah,
causing the entire
exactly,
server to fucking
exactly,
explode.
exactly.
All right. Okay. Next question. Big Todd says, thoughts on having a debate for parties that have less members, sort of like low rank debates for the parties that aren't that popular.
Well,
Thoughts?
okay. Well, I think that's weird because shouldn't they all be in here? Is that it? Why should we treat them
That's
differently?
weird.
Why should we treat them any differently? They're as important as any of us.
I think if
Right,
they're a
but-
presidential candidate, they should just all be in this debate. Throw them all
Yeah,
in.
exactly, exactly. Why should we treat them like they're lesser? And like, because let's be honest, what would happen if we did make that is that everyone would attend here and nobody would attend there, right? So everyone
Yeah,
in the same room, right? And we can all discuss on an equal footing.
I agree.
Uh,
I agree with this.
Yeah, I don't mean to call you weird for suggesting that. Obviously, any suggestion, but I just sorry. Yeah, I mean,
My response to Big Todd is that anyone could run a campaign. These are just the three that chose to run.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's really unfortunate because I would love more
anyone from
people
a
to
smaller
run.
party could have run, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, what else is there? Who here likes Pet Bat and wants to do
Pet
the
Bat
lightning
is
round where
cool.
who wants to answer like 20 questions in like a minute from Pet Bat?
Sure.
All right, Atlas, we're going with you. All right, I'm gonna just say a question. You gotta snap me. You know,
Yeah, alright,
just give me a snappy
yeah, 5
answer,
seconds,
and
5
then we
seconds.
move on. All right.
5 seconds.
What's the best color?
Bread.
Explain why yellow is the best color.
I disagree, but I guess it's very vibrant.
Explain why brown is not the best color.
Very dark tones, looks like literal poop.
What's the best monster flavor?
Either white, just white.
What's the best kind of water?
Mineral?
Why is your party the best party?
Because industrialism and anarcho-capitalism.
Why are the other parties not the best party?
Because not anarcho-capitalism.
Why is APC actually the best party?
Because purple?
Rank all parties from 1 to 10, whatever that means.
I'm not doing that in 5 seconds.
Who was the best president of Strudel out of your sample size of 2?
Fucking Dom.
Why are you running?
Because I want to be president.
Someone puts a gun to your head, what you doing?
Fucking karate kicking the gun out of their arm and then beating the shit out of them.
Would you like to turn right and test that out? Okay, get back to the chat. We got more questions. All right. How tall is Sauce, dude?
0.82
Oh, wait, what?
Wrong answer, but we're moving on.
in Pekui height. In block height, that is 1.64 blocks
I'm
tall.
actually 0.66. Anyway,
Really? Fuck.
what is the best create farm?
Diamond one? Because diamond.
Okay, I don't know what. I don't know why PetBat abbreviated what and R, like that. Anyway, what are 10 ways Create can crash the server? I don't know if you can get this in 5 seconds, but
That's
What's the
too
question?
late. We're moving on. Should I keep writing questions? That's just what I got sent.
Yes. Yeah.
What mods would you never add?
I don't really like nuclear mod because it's like fucking too fucking much destruction.
What mods would you want to add?
Radio and epic terrain because
What
terrain
mods
go
would you want to
brr.
remove?
Not yet, really.
What's the best music genre?
I don't have any specific preferences. My music genre, my music genre preference is like all over the place all the time. I guess jazz is
Exploit,
cool.
what's your favorite music genre?
Jazz is
Favorite
cool
music
too.
genre? I fuck with like rock and metal
Why did you pick what you picked?
because they're awesome.
All right. Word for word, PetBat says, and if it wasn't metal, what's wrong with you, sad face? But you did pick metal, so we get to skip that. All right.
Fuck.
How tall are you?
How tall am I? I don't
That's
even
the
know.
question.
I haven't measured it. I mean, I'm not. I'm like somewhere in the like mid like 5 foot range. That's probably. I don't. I've measured my height.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sigma are you?
10.
Who's the most skibbity of them all?
Relport.
How much ore does Relport have?
He's the ore beast, so all of it.
All right, that is all of the PetBat questions. So, thank you, PetBat, wherever you are currently.
right above you. Right above you.
Eh.
Oh, yeah, right. So
I don't address the audience. I remember what Gail told me. Anyway, what the fuck else? Okay, I keep getting so many fucking questions. All right. Big Todd asks. Shit. Fuck. Todd. Oh, you had the cat. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Gail. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Someone puts weaponized estrogen to your bike. What do you do? What the fuck does that mean?
What?
Right.
Skip that one.
I don't. Thank you, Big Todd. Anyway, for skipping. Best
Don't drink
debat
yourself.
question. What will your party do if you lose? Oh, that's actually a good. Yeah. Yeah. Someone talk on that.
If our party loses the election, we're not giving up because we never give up. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. You know, learn from any mistakes we may have made. But we're the coolest party. We're the coolest. We never give up. We didn't the last election, even though we were in a tough spot. We were getting allegations thrown against us about election fraud, but we didn't give up because we're a strong party and we never give up. Okay, that's the one takeaway. We're awesome. We're the coolest. All right.
Thank you, Expo. Very
That's
cool. Anyone else want to talk on that?
Well, we won't, so we don't have to talk about it. For real.
That's very confident answer. Probably the right answer.
Yeah, for real.
Anything else, or can we? This shit has been going on for a while, and I want to get back to doing other shit. So we're gonna 2 hours 30 minutes. That's way too fucking long. So we're gonna just do some closing statements and we're just ending it. All right.
Let's
1
hurry
hour
up.
4. That's still longer than any other debate. All right. So anyway, Xboy, closing statements.
First off, I would like to thank everyone for being at this debate. 27 members is wild. That is by far the most we've ever had on the server. That's kind of insane. But yeah, I think this debate was great. I think it was very productive, and I think we talked about a lot of issues that were on the server. I'm hoping this next election you will be voting the coolest party because we are the coolest. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't really have too much to say. I just think this debate was great and productive. And TCP, that's pretty much it.
Awesome sauce. Gail is doing cams now. All right, Minerva, closing statements.
I hope you also made the right choice in the election, whatever you think that is. I have my personal preferences, but and I hope you all have a wonderful evening, day, or morning, or night even, I guess. Yeah, and I hope you all do well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlas.
What? I
Closing.
mean, I don't know. Pretty much all I wanted to say I've already said. I guess what they say, please. I want to be president very badly. This is like the third time, I think.
Atlas has to be president for real.
Yeah, thank you.
It's their turn. It's their turn.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best. But yeah, thanks for being here, genuinely like the biggest leggy we've ever had. Since like forever.
Yeah, 27 members. That's crazy.
Yeah.
27.
Last one I remember, the biggest one was like 20 maybe at most. Not 20.
We literally had to increase the fucking server cap. Fucking crazy.
That's pretty epic, I think. So.
Yeah, for real,
Those-
for real.
Yeah.
And I was super surprised how civil this debate was. I thought it would be. I expected it to be way more hostile, but I guess so. I literally made a whole fucking 2-minute. Dead.
I'll give my closing statements. Number one is this is some fucking dollar store estrogen that I just consumed. Anyway, number two, lemon. Whoever executes lemon gets 100.
Shit. Okay.
Thank you, Nate Dogg. You get 100. I ask my own fucking questions like some of the time. Okay, lemon be a bitch ass motherfucker and then submits no fucking questions to the document. Okay. Thank you, whoever gave me this estrogen. You were real.
That was me. That was me. Neil
Thank
left
you.
an
Anyways,
estrogen.
estrogen time.
We got the highest quality.
Thank you to whoever submit questions, which is not lemon. So shout out to everyone who actually read the fucking news announcement to submit questions and made my life a whole lot easier because I didn't have to think. So yeah, please keep doing that next debate. Just ask more questions. Anyway, I've been David Muir, and I'm gonna kill this fucker right now.
Oh no, I'm gonna go out of this building before I get nuked.
So fucking lucky I don't have guns on right now.
I have to go.
Thank you, Minerva.
No problem. No problem.
All right.
You had a gun. You had the sniper rifle. What do you
Awesome.
mean?
It doesn't. The clicky doesn't work. See, like listen to.
Oh, you had to restart. You have to restart. Hi, Vivian.
Oh,
Yeah!
hello, Big Todd.
Fucking killed him, Xboy.
That's what I'm saying.
Where am
The
I?
debate performance went hard.
Who the fuck?
I'm correct, Sauce dude. Your questions fucking suck.
Oh, God.
I'm better, dude.
Okay, I'm putting.
I don't give a.
Oh my god, there's
listen to
somebody
me.
in here!
No,
Yes,
listen,
my
listen.
third
Your
vote. I'm
questions
sorry,
suck
I
ass.
got-
This is why this was like the best debate we've
Shut
ever
the fuck
had
up,
so
lemon
far.
boy.
It's
Shut
because
up,
it wasn't
shut
your
up, shut up,
questions.
shut up. Shh.
Fuck.
Quiet down.
Abstaining from
Quiet down,
fucking
quiet
voting
down.
for,
Good
I'm
boy.
fucking new. I'm sorry,
What the
Xboy. I
fuck?
liked your
Who
debate
the fuck?
performance and all.
No, you're
This-
done.
Like, single 30 seconds was
Misgendered
like
me?
more heated
Who
than the
just
entire
misgendered me?
debate was. I'm eating an egg sandwich.
Bring back the
It's,
NBF.
It didn't.
Maybe
what
if
do
you did, maybe if you ran an independent
I think
campaign.
that was Big Todd. Can we